from the Cronkite studios in downtown Phoenix, this is Cronkite News.
While most take this week to honor servicemen and women, a group of veterans are using the upcoming holiday to bring attention to problems at the Phoenix VA.
Plus, this could be the future home of a new memorial in Washington, D.C. to honor all World War I veterans.
And an orchestra with instruments made from recycled trash is touring the Southwest, highlighting hardships while making music.
Cronkite News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Mitch Casada.
And I'm Jennifer Souls. Thanks for joining us.
While we celebrate Veterans Day this Wednesday, some local veterans are calling out the VA hospital in Phoenix, saying they are in dire need of medical treatment. According to the Department of Veteran Affairs, vets have previously waited up to 74 days to be seen. Protesters today want the nation to know now is the time to act. Cronkite News reporter Kendall Bartley is live outside the Phoenix VA Medical Center, where veterans and supporters were protesting earlier this morning.
Yeah, the protesters that were here earlier today say they were protesting things like harassment, abuse, and retaliation, along with concerns about the 22 veterans that commit suicide every day, according to the Department of Veteran Affairs. Now, President Obama was here at this medical center in March to solve this crisis, but the veterans today feel this ongoing issue was not resolved.
Issues like delayed appointments, denied appointments, and falsification of medical records are what these vets say continue to push them to protest today. Ricky Barnes, a retired U.S. Air Force veteran and the man responsible for organizing this protest, says he is committed to ending these issues.
What I'm trying to accomplish today is to bring awareness not only to veterans, not only to the civilian sector, but to our politicians.
Barnes believes the administration must change, and he has hopes it will.
Together, we can make these changes. It can be done. The VA system can be a great place.
So what can be done to change?
We hope one day that Congress wake up and, pay attention to what we're trying to do, what we did for this country. They can do the same thing for us in return.
A spokeswoman for the Phoenix VA healthcare system, Jean M. Schaefer, wouldn't speak with us on camera, but did issue this statement. Our nation's veterans serve to protect our rights. To this, we respect the right of people or organizations to express their opinion. Phoenix VA healthcare system works diligently to create a collaborative problem-solving environment. We encourage anyone with a specific concern to contact our team of patient advocates who work as liaisons for the director's office.
Now these veterans will be protesting again on Veterans Day this Wednesday. Reporting live in Phoenix, I'm Kendall Bartley, Cronkite News.
Congressman Raul Grijalva says he wants to put veterans in touch with local resources like the VA Regional Benefits Office and community nonprofits. He will host a Veterans Resource Fair open to veterans and military members tomorrow from 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. at Avondale City Hall.
Meanwhile, the personal finance website Wallet Hub has published an in-depth analysis of the best and worst cities for veterans. 3 Valley cities made the top 20. Scottsdale came in second place overall, Gilbert was ranked 5th, and Chandler was ranked 15th. Wallet Hub compared 100 cities on factors like military skill-related jobs and availability of VA health care.
November 11th hasn't always been Veterans Day. It initially marked Armistice Day, commemorating the end of World War I. But as of now, U.S. World War I veterans don't have a special place of honor in the nation's capital. Cronkite News reporter Elizabeth Blackburn took a look at plans to change that. Elizabeth?
It's been a long time coming, but advocates of honoring those who served in World War I say now is the time to act. Washington has memorials to all the major wars of the last century, all but one, the Great War.
58,000 Americans who died in Vietnam, another 36,000 who died in Korea. More Americans died in World War I than in those 2 wars combined.
116,000 Americans died in the war, and a memorial will soon be built for them if Fountain has his way.
First of all, ideally, we would be citing a National World War I memorial on the mall to complete the quartet there of national memorials. But there's a federal statute that declares that the mall is a completed work of civic art.
Since the mall is full, Congress approved for it to be built at Pershing Park, close to the White House.
We didn't really have a tradition of national war memorials in the nation's capital until we built the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in the early 1980s. And since then, we've been working backwards.
The main goal of the memorial is to help people understand the war and the great impact it had on the world.
This memorial, this centennial, represent, as we see it, really our last best opportunity to educate Americans about World War I, what it means for us in our history, and what it means for us today.
The World War I Commission is still raising money, but they hope to have the memorial funded and complete in time for the 2018 centennial of the war's end. Live in Washington, Elizabeth Blackburn, Cronkite News.
ASU researchers estimate that 1 in every 20 adult men pay for sex throughout the city of Phoenix. That is 5% of the male population. But as Cronkite News reporter Jake Gaden reports, the city of Phoenix says those numbers are declining thanks to the Not Worth It campaign launched after last year's Super Bowl.
If you are going to be a buyer of sex, you're going to get caught and you're going to lose everything.
Sydney McCain, wife of Arizona Senator John McCain, has been an activist against sex trafficking and believes that Phoenix needed to do something about it.
This isn't about me, this is about the victims in all of this, and we've saved many lives as a result of this.
The Not Worth It campaign has been geared more towards targeting the buyer rather than the seller of sex trade. Angeline Bayless, the city manager of the Cease Network, has been on the front lines of the campaign and has seen its success.
For the first time, we actually have some hope that we may change the way people view this issue, and we may actually come to a time when people no longer engage in prostitution.
Bayless isn't working alone, though. With the help of City of Phoenix, Clear Channel Outdoor Holding, Attorney General Mark Bavinovich, and the McCain Institute, the Not Worth It campaign has been getting the word out with over 5,000 views on their website and billboards throughout Phoenix.
Demand is sort of the new frontier in the fight against sex trafficking, and we just want to keep saying over and over and over again, if there were no buyers, there would be no business. There would be no business for the pimps and the traffickers, and prostituted people would have no clients. So ultimately, if no one buys it, it'll go away.
So far, the campaign has arrested more than 90 buyers and 9 pimps. In Phoenix, Jake Aiden, Cronkite News.
The Not Worth It campaign encourages you to call their hotline at 602-426-1213 to report any signs of sex trafficking.
Money that was donated by private citizens to build new fencing along rural areas of the Arizona-Mexico border will now be used to pay for high-tech border security equipment. That's after the Joint Border Security Advisory Committee passed a motion to give funds to Cochise County today. Lawmakers hope to collect as much as $50 million to build new fencing, but were only able to raise $270,000. Lawmakers, sheriffs, and State Department heads met and heard spending proposals for the money that was raised. Cochise County Sheriff Mark Daniels asked the committee to give $219,000 to help secure the border with electronic guards, including drones, binoculars, and GPS, a need echoed by other Arizona sheriffs.
To the point of what we're going to be able to do in giving this money to Sheriff Daniels is there's a sheriff, a patriot on the border that says, let me bring the fight, right? And he will do that, no doubt in our mind.
The committee will meet again in 1 year to review the impact of the extra security.
The Arizona Interfaith Movement's annual event, Experience Interfaith, drew people from all over the valley to Heritage Square in downtown Phoenix. As Cronkite News reporter Wafa Shahid found, a faith fair, Indian food, and thoughtful discussion were just some of the activities that drew in a record amount of people.
Hundreds of people came to the Experience Interfaith event. The goal? Promote interfaith dialogue. This event was inspired by 9/11 in hopes that it would ease tensions.
That sort of was the catalyst, I think, that helped us realize we need to do something here. This is something our community needs.
And promote education.
My brother was murdered in Mesa, Arizona after 4-day 9/11. So since that, I try to educate more people.
The event has a faith fair where people can learn about different faiths, hear prayers from different religions, share in an Indian dinner served by the Sikh community, and participate in a dialogue session.
Right here behind me, groups of people have gathered together to discuss 9 essential questions. One of them being, how can we build meaningful relationships across lines of difference?
The group says attendance has been steadily increasing over the years.
one of the favorites of mine, to be able to share in that kind of a meal with everyone and showing we are all equal.
Attendees describe the event as a safe place, a place where diversity is appreciated and where questions are encouraged.
As a Muslim who grew up in America, this is a beautiful place for people to learn about what Islam is and to learn about different faith traditions.
This helps people create camaraderie. They're sitting in line, they're talking with one another, and for us, this is part of our faith.
The event aims to build awareness of the greater Phoenix area's diversity and is a call to action for more Arizona residents to become active in the interfaith movement. In Phoenix, I'm Wafa Shahid, Cronkite News.
Experience Interfaith is one of many events the Arizona Interfaith Movement puts on for Valley residents. The next event will honor those who live up to the Golden Rule with an annual banquet that will take place in April. Applying for college can be an intimidating process for high school students.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, one Phoenix high school has found a way to make the application process easier.
And a new trend, Coworking Spaces, is bringing together employees from different companies and encouraging them to work together.
At ASU, we believe the most important semester is the one that starts after you get your diploma, the one called life. So we work hard to help our alumni thrive, teaching them the importance of not only achieving their goals, but exceeding them. With innovative programs that embrace hands-on learning, that encourages real-world growth. Our alumni know it can be the education of a lifetime, for a lifetime. For more information, asu.edu.
This is a box that showed you a world beyond your own. It was just a box, but the world has changed, and so have we. And now the box can be almost any size or shape. And you decide what you want to explore. Anytime, any place. Break out of the box with PBS.
Are you a news junkie, history buff, science or nature lover? Then discover 8 World, an entire channel devoted to bringing the world home to Arizona. Watch 8 World on Cox 88 or over the air via antenna on 8.3. To find out how to tune into 8 World for your satellite or another cable provider, visit azpbs.org/world or call 602-496-2308. Discover your world. 8 World.
My child who's watching Super Y, and it said, "What letter makes the sound R?" And my 2-year-old is jumping up and down going, R, R, R. I love that. I wish I knew the genius that came up with Dinosaur Train. I mean, what little boy especially doesn't like dinosaurs and trains, and to put them together in one show? My family does without a lot of stuff, but I would be horrified if we had to do without PBS.
Arizona is among the worst states in getting students to college. According to the Arizona Commission for Post-Secondary Education, last year only half of graduating high school seniors in the state went to college. I visited a local high school who participated in the college application campaign last week to see how they get students motivated to apply. It's that time of year again. No, not Thanksgiving or Christmas, but college application month. At Central High School in Phoenix, students participating in College Application Day seem to agree.
College is important.
And that's why they are applying to as many schools as they can through Central High's website.
I want to keep progressing in my education and get to the career field that I want to get in. I would definitely recommend participating in this event.
Central High is taking part in the College Application Campaign, which spreads statewide and nationwide. In Arizona, 46 high schools and 14,000 high school seniors will participate. Getting to the application is simple. You just log in, click a few links, and there you have it. Now I can apply for college. 3 years ago, only 20% of high school seniors at Central High applied for college. Last year, that number jumped to 98%. Central High counselor Dolores Ramirez played a key role in that percentage jump.
We want every single student by the time they leave high school to have some type of plan. And I think that if we aren't trying to service all of our students, then we're not doing our jobs.
There was a raffle with prizes for students that applied to the most schools, but not everyone was in it for the chance to win prizes. They had much higher stakes on the line.
I would be a first-generation college student. None of my parents or
guardians have actually went and gone to college yet, so it'd be important for me.
Michael Wayne Scott works at Phoenix College and volunteered his time to help students with applications. He was impressed with how excited students were.
A huge majority of students that come in here are super motivated about being here. They're super happy and they're super grateful for what we're doing.
As for recommendations for next year's seniors,
it's going to go fast. Your 4 years in high school are going to go by fast. Try your best when you get into high school and just don't slack. Participating in this event is really going to help you just get better in life.
last year, high schools in 45 states submitted nearly 500,000 college applications. This year, the campaign hopes to include all 50 states.
Coworking spaces have exploded across the United States, and the trend is becoming more popular in Arizona. Coworking spaces have grown from 1 in 2005 to 781 nationally in 2013, according to the NAIOP Research Foundation. Here in the Valley, companies are taking advantage of the trend by bringing together working professionals from various backgrounds to collaborate on various projects.
It just allows someone to kind of get out and be in a different area and work in an environment that maybe is a little bit more casual or maybe a little bit more suited to doing different types of work.
A survey by Emergent Research shows that many employees who work in a shared space say one of the biggest benefits is the opportunity to network. For many children, the hospital can be a scary and confusing place.
Coming up next on Cronkite News, meet the people who specialize in making long-term hospital stays more comfortable and fun.
The easiest and best way to support Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
Tap into the art scene from coast to coast. Join the Art Beat Nation, a weekly series where you'll experience a rich cultural tapestry of art stories from across America. Meet artists, writers, composers, and performers setting the pulse of the arts in America now. Join us for a brand new episode of Art Beat Nation, Sunday at 5 on 8HD. When you want to be more connected, friend us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, watch us online.
Your favorite PBS shows, ready to watch when you are. Anytime, any place. Find more ways to explore than ever before.
What are you doing?
Possibilities. Your day is filled with them.
Reach up, energy in the fingertips, collapse. TV, play Downton Abbey.
And PBS helps everyone discover theirs. Anytime, anywhere.
Up in the sky, you can see it.
PBS, we're with you for life.
Getting through a long stay in the hospital is challenging for anyone, but when we're talking about a young child, the experience can be especially traumatic.
Reporter Yahaira Hawkes gives us unique access into a Phoenix Children's Hospital department designed to make each child's hospital stay a little easier.
It's a job most of us have never heard of unless you've unfortunately had a sick child in the hospital. Child life specialists work day in and day out to bring a little normalcy to the children in the hospital and to help them heal. It's a special day for baby Vivian Johnson.
That's right. That's right, it's my birthday.
Vivian turned 1 today, and a year ago when she was born, we were told she wasn't going to live, and she's done really well for the most part since then.
Born with heart complications, more bad news came just 8 weeks ago when doctors diagnosed Vivian with cardiac failure.
Right now we're waiting for a new heart for her. She's on high priority for heart transplant.
For her siblings, Savannah and Blake, it's been especially hard.
I love her and I want her to get a new heart.
But a special person has helped them get through it.
Gigi.
The Gigi's been a lifesaver for our family.
I have just been able to provide the brothers and sisters a little bit of that normalization. I mean, they are kids.
Well, the child life specialists cater to the children's psychosocial needs. They're part of the medical team. They work with the doctors and nurses, but they're focusing on the psychosocial needs, whereas the doctors and nurses are focusing on the clinical medical needs.
It's with teaching tools like this that Gigi and other child life specialists explain to children what's being done, whether it's a procedure or surgery. And in Savannah and Blake's case, what it means for their sister to have a new heart.
I will help support the siblings by dissecting the step-by-step process of what it's like to even get a heart transplant. What does it mean?
Part of the job is also reminding the children that they're still kids.
Just for that little while, they forget that they're here in the hospital because they start to smile and they start to just play and be themselves, and you just see all that in their facial expressions.
Just being himself is tough for Nolan, who's an asthma patient. Also suffering is his family.
Everybody wants their child to feel good, be happy and healthy. And we was not expecting to end up so many days in the hospital. So it's very hard.
But seeing the smile on Nolan's face when the specialist brings his favorite toy makes it better.
Oh, that was wonderful. They was coming every few hours, checking on him.
At the end of the day, specialists want children like Vivian and Nolan to go home healthy and knowing they'll always have a friend at the hospital.
We're almost ready to go home. Very exciting.
There are only about 5,000 certified child life specialists working in hospitals across the country today. But there's good news for Nolan, the boy with asthma. He is now home. I'm Yahaira Jaquez, Cronkite News.
Musicians with unique instruments recently visited Arizona.
Coming up next on Cronkite News. A group known as the Recycled Orchestra helps tell the story of hardship in their home country.
Fridays, it's at Cronkite News, your social sharing connection where you choose the news. Facebook likes and shares, tweets, retweets, and favorites. YouTube views and subscriptions. We're watching you watch us. From our digital home at cronkitenews.azpbs.org to your television, web browser, or mobile device. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Then join us for at Cronkite News, our weekly refresh, each Friday at 5 on Arizona PBS.
The easiest and best way to support 8 Arizona PBS is by becoming a sustaining member. Your monthly contribution of $5 or more comes directly from your bank account or credit card, so you know your membership is always current. It also means no more renewal notices in your mailbox. So more of your dollars go to the programs you love. It's convenient for you, greener for us, and better for the planet. Become a sustaining member today.
Hi, I'm Judy Woodruff, co-anchor of the PBS NewsHour. Preparing the next generation of journalists has never been more important than it is now. With its groundbreaking partnership with Arizona PBS, the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism and Mass Communication at ASU is revolutionizing journalism education to provide students with a real opportunity to work and learn under the supervision of veteran journalists, producers, directors, and editors on newscasts, investigative stories, and documentary productions. The Cronkite School and Arizona PBS, reinventing journalism education in the digital age.
A group from Paraguay known as the Recycled Orchestra visited Arizona to share their story and their music, made from some very interesting instruments. The Scottsdale Center for the Performing Arts is a world away from where this orchestra got its start, a garbage dump in Paraguay. All of the instruments are made of recycled trash.
But if you want to get to know an orchestra that changes lives, well,
En el frente tiene una lata de pintura.
The front is made from a paint can and the back is a powder pan used for making bread or soup.
The strings are donated, but the rest of the parts came from a garbage dump in Catura, a city on the outskirts of Paraguay's capital. It's the setting of a new documentary, Landfill Harmonic. A screening accompanied the orchestra's performance in Scottsdale. The filmmakers spent 5 years getting to know everyone featured in the film, earning their trust and capturing intimate moments. And today, after the performance, everyone received multiple standing ovations. The orchestra's director, Fabio Chavez, started teaching music to lift the kids' spirits and help them envision a life outside of the landfill.
It's not only the skill of playing the instrument, but what comes with being a musician. To be part of an orchestra is to make a commitment, develop sensitivity, develop a relationship, and a responsibility to shape the future and fulfill their dreams.
The documentary's executive producer was born in Paraguay and hopes the film educates and inspires all who watch it.
That sense of connection with the rest of the world, to also feel that gratitude for what they have in their life and what they can do with their lives.
Many of the younger kids playing in Scottsdale were performing for the very first time. It was also the first time those kids had ever been on a plane.
Cronkite News is proud to be the news division of Arizona PBS. Here's what's next on Arizona Horizon and PBS NewsHour.
Coming up after Cronkite News, it's Arizona Horizon. We'll have a report on anti-corruption laws and practices in Arizona and around the country, and we'll hear about an upcoming event designed to draw women into politics.
I'm Judy Woodruff. On the next NewsHour, we take a look at the growing diabetes epidemic in Mexico. That's Monday on the PBS NewsHour.
That's it for Cronkite News tonight. Thanks for joining us.
For top Arizona stories anytime, go to azpbs.org.